Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Good night, itchy eyes. Good night, sudden sneeze. Good night to your symptoms of allergies. Xyzal is the allergy medicine you take before bed. It provides powerful relief while you rest your head. Not just all night, but all the next day. Xyzal keeps working, keeping allergies at bay. And without those annoying symptoms disturbing your rest, you can wake up the next morning feeling your absolute best. Remember, be wise all. Take Xyzal. At night.
Disney and Pixar's Elio has a new home. Now streaming on Disney+.
That's amazing!
Critics agree. Elio is fun and full of heart and humor.
These are the lava tunnels. I am not fireproof! Just get in my mouth. Actually kind of comfy in here. It is?
It's certified fresh and verified hot.
Ta-da!
Elio's bringing the whole family together on Disney+.
1, 2, 2.5, 3!
Disney and Pixar's Elio, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG.
Following contains descriptions of physical violence, sexual violence, and graphic descriptions of autopsies.
Hey listeners, welcome to episode 87 of TGIC Podcast. I'm Jillian.
And I'm Izzy.
We are finally back.
Finally. Sorry, guys.
I feel bad. I feel like we start every episode now with some sort of disclaimer, oh, we're sorry we haven't had an episode in a while.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard, guys. It's hard scheduling, finding times that we're both available and times to record. It's hard.
Yes, but we're trying.
We're really trying, and hopefully we'll get on a good schedule.
Yeah. Sorry, I feel kind of in a goofy mood. We were just talking on the phone for half an hour, but I'm also laying in my bed. It's giving sleepover vibes.
No, literally, I'm also laying in my bed, so this is very much sleepover vibes. And also, I can't wait because, guys, we're gonna have a little special thing in October for y'all.
Special thing.
Just a special thing. I
An
think
in-person episode.
Well, okay, an in-person episode, but it's going to be on a really good topic, and Jillian's coming to Vermont to visit me, and we're going to record then.
It's a really special
just
thing for
gonna be
me.
awesome.
I don't know if it's a special thing for you guys, but I get
It's
to
a
go to
special thing for
Vermont.
me. I think the vibes will be high. I think it'll be special.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I feel really out of practice. This is so funny.
I do
We
too.
have not recorded in a minute.
Yeah. So
Did
sorry,
we
guys,
record
this
in
is a bit
July,
rough.
or was that pre-recorded?
No, we recorded in July because
We
I
did?
remember
Okay.
recording in my apartment. Yeah. Did
Okay.
we?
No, I mean, I assume we must have. I just don't remember.
Yeah. No, we did.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah, it's
Everything's
been
kind
a
of
hot minute.
everything's kind of a blur. 50%
Yeah.
of the time I forget I have a podcast. I was at my internship the other day and my boss brought it up to me. He was said something, because I got to hold a bag of meth. And then I was holding it and then he was like, "Oh, you can talk about that on your podcast."
Oh my
I was like,
God.
"Oh my God, I forgot I have one of them."
Well, I have a really funny thing, and I don't know if I'm gonna be this is actually a crazy shout, y'all. I'm gonna let you in on some tea, okay? So I had, I don't even know how to start this. Basically, someone I was involved with freshman year of college, I found out through one of my coworkers who is distantly friends with him that he still listens to our podcast.
Oh my God,
And then
wait, that's crazy.
she
Hello.
ended up telling all of my coworkers. So now literally everybody I work with knows about our podcast and I get asked about it literally on the daily.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, which is awesome, you know, repping the brand, but it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. I like to keep it as like my like
My little fun fact, my secret fun
yeah,
fact.
it's like my secret fun fact. Like when I was on study abroad this summer, like I think in the last 2 weeks at some point it got brought up and like that was just like such a random fun fact. 'Cause, like it is funny. It's like I do have like an internet presence.
No, literally. And like it's like we've been doing the podcast for almost 5 years. 5 year anniversary is coming up soon.
I know, it's crazy. Oh my God,
So
like
it's like
really soon.
really
Holy shit.
soon.
Like in like 9 days.
9 days.
Oh, you guys don't this is gonna come out and it's not gonna be 9 days. It's gonna be like
So
a week
soon.
probably. But you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like you guys get it. It's close. Okay. I'm done blabbing, I think.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Oh my God, sorry. I'm like actually glitching out. I think it's like I drank a Celsius this afternoon. I think it's like
Oh
just like
God.
now it's starting to like the crash is coming, you know?
Yeah. And we're like in a chatty mood. I was in a chatty mood before I even started talking to Jillian. So this episode might be a bit of a mess. I'm sorry, y'all.
But we're covering a really interesting case, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so we're again sorry that we were not able to put out an episode last month, but we are back now, so that's exciting. But today we're going to be covering the backpacker murders in New South Wales, Australia. And also, we've had a couple people recommend this, so thank you, Ava and Gracie, for recommending this case. So let's get started with a timeline. So, September 19th, 1992, two people orienteering in Belanglo State Forest in New South Wales discover a partially concealed corpse, and the corpse had their face in the dirt with their hands tied behind their back. The orienteers reported this to the police and they began investigating. The following day, on September 20th, 1992, while searching the crime scene, police discover another body 98 feet away from where the first body was found. Through dental records, these bodies were identified as Caroline Clark and Joanne Walters. Caroline Clark was 21 at the time of her death, and Joanne Walters was 22. Both women were from England and they'd been backpacking in Australia. They were last seen fruit picking in April of 1992, which is like several months before they were found, and they're last seen near Victoria, Australia. Both of the women had been brutally murdered. Joanne was stabbed 15 times, and Caroline had been shot in the head 10 times. The police continued investigating around Belanglo, expecting to discover more bodies. However, they did not locate anything until about a year later. That was like the brutality of these murders is insane to me because they're also
It
in like
is.
they're in different methods. Like one of these girls was like brutally stabbed and the other one was like brutally shot.
Yeah, and like I feel like they're all really brutal and there are certain characteristics about each of them that makes it so telltale as to like it being a serial killer. No.
I agree. But it's just crazy, like the different murder weapons.
Hmm.
Um, but the following year, in October of 1993, a local was searching a remote part of the forest for firewood and discovered human bones. Upon investigating the area, police discovered two bodies who were later identified as Deborah Everest and James Gibson. Deborah and James were only 19 when they went missing 4 years prior in 1989. Like Caroline and Joanne, the pair were brutally killed. James had been stabbed so deeply that his lungs were punctured and his spine was severed. Deborah had been beaten and then stabbed in the back once. The location of their bodies
Oh.
stumbled police because James's camera had been found in December 1989, not long after they disappeared, and his backpack was found in March 1990, both 75 miles north of where his body was discovered.
Yeah, these are like horrific. Like stabbed
I
so
just
deeply
like,
that his lungs were punctured and his spine was severed.
I know. I can't believe they found his stuff so many years prior and then like the body's not until still. Like I guess like 75 miles north is far. I'm like not thinking of that as being far, but it is actually pretty far.
Yeah, that is
Um,
really far. It's not like a walkable distance like that.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely not walkable. Like I'm trying to think, Athens to Atlanta is like 50 something miles. So like it's more than that.
Yeah.
So that's like probably like 2 hours worth of driving or more.
Wow.
That's yeah, that is a chunk of distance.
Hmm.
That means whoever did this like was like spreading the his remains and his like belongings in separate locations, like very far apart on purpose.
Yeah, which is even more terrifying because it's so thought out.
Yeah. So on November 1st, 1993, during a police sweep, a skeleton is found in a clearing off of a trail. The skeleton was later identified as Simone Schmidl, a 21-year-old German backpacker. Similarly to the other murders, Simone had been stabbed so deeply that her spine had been severed. At the scene, police discovered clothes that did not belong to Simone. Rather, they belonged to, I'm probably going to say this wrong, so I'm very sorry, Anja Habschied, a 20-year-old German backpacker who had disappeared 2 years prior. So, after finding her clothes, they continue investigating the scene. Because obviously they didn't belong to the other skeleton that was found, so they're figuring that Anja must be somewhere nearby. So on November 4th, 1993, the police continued to search this area and they uncovered two more bodies that are about 160 feet apart from each other off of another trail nearby. One of them was Anja, and the other was Gabor Neugebauer, a 21-year-old German backpacker who went missing around the same time as Anja. Anja had been decapitated, and police were never able to find her skull. Gabor was shot in the head 6 times. Again, this is just like
Wow.
they're being so violently killed, and but it's like different methods.
It's different methods, and it's also like they're being killed in pairs, which is
Yeah,
even scarier to me. Yeah.
yeah, that is really
Anyways,
scary.
yeah. I'm going to get into the investigation. So, in response to the early findings in the investigation and determining their connection to one another, a task force was created in early October of 1993. This was before the last two murders, obviously.
Hmm.
This task force was called Task Force AIR, and it contained more than 20 analysts and detectives in the New South Wales Police Force. This task force put out warnings to the public and created a profile of the serial killer. And their investigation and analysis actually led to the list of suspects shrinking from a small pool of 230 to just 32 really quickly, which like
Hmm.
honestly is like that's like crazy that they were able to do that so fast.
Yeah.
So when looking at all of the murders, there were some striking similarities which connected all of them. So every single body was found in the remote bush covered by a pyramid of sticks and ferns.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Every victim had
That's
multiple stab
creepy.
wounds. Yeah, and most showed signs of sexual assault. And obviously there were also some gun wounds mixed in there. It was weird that all of them were varied. Like they were all different, but also had similar trademarks. And yeah, the
Hmm.
pyramid of sticks and ferns is
That really
bizarre.
freaks me out.
So there was evidence the killer had spent time with their victims both before and after the murders because they found campsites next to the bodies.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Identical .22 bullets in their casings also tied some of the murders together. They believed at first that there were potentially multiple killers involved since the victims were attacked in pairs, buried separately, and sustained different injuries. And also, like, not all of them were sexually assaulted. There were just certain
Hmm.
things that were like not adding up.
Hmm.
However, on November 13th of 1993, the police received a call from a 24-year-old man named Paul Onions from the UK. On January 25th, 1990, Onions was backpacking in Australia, and whilst hiking from Liverpool to Mildura, he accepted a ride from a man who he only knew as quote unquote Bill. Quickly, this Bill stopped the car and pulled out a revolver and some ropes to restrain Onions, stating that he was robbing him. Onions is able to flee, and Bill shot at him while he ran. So apparently, Onions told the I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Barao? Does that look right to you?
That's how I would say it.
Okay. Burrell police about the encounter and described the perpetrator's appearance and the vehicle that he was in. So, flash forward, there were like no leads in that case. But on April 13th of 1994, detectives revisited the notes from Onion's case. However, the notes from the original report were missing, but a constable had recorded the details of the case in her notebook. The details were
Wait, that's like
corroborated.
weird. I feel like that like should not be brushed over. What do you mean it's like missing? Like when I was
I
researching,
don't
I was like,
know.
what do they mean it's missing? It was missing. Like why aren't we more
I'm
concerned?
not sure, but I think like because he got away and it was like they didn't really have any leads on it, they kind of just like brushed it under the rug.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like anybody was really like he wasn't physically hurt. So,
Mhm.
I don't know.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask kindergarten teacher Miss Gibson.
Give me just one Clorox wipe and I'm ready for glitter glue, exploded lunchbox yogurt, peanut butter handprints, runny noses, picking noses, rubbing noses.
Touching noses.
Thank you, Edward. Ooh, nap mats and lockers and tissue boxes. And
Clorox
scissors.
disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe. Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
Heather is a nurse practitioner from United Healthcare.
We meet patients wherever they live.
During a house call, she found Jack had an issue.
Jack's blood pressure was dangerously high.
It was 217 over 110.
So they got Jack to the hospital and got him the help he needed.
He had had a stent placed in his heart, preventing a massive heart attack.
If it wasn't for my guardian angel, I wouldn't be here.
Hear more stories like Jack's at unitedhealthcare.com. Benefits, features, and/or devices vary by plan, area, limitation, and exclusions apply.
This episode is brought to you by KPMG. Making an impact is how KPMG helps make the difference. KPMG applies advanced tools and strategic thinking to convert data into actionable knowledge and deliver value by improving performance through transformation, modernizing processes with technology, harnessing the power of data, navigating complex M&A transactions, and enhancing trust among stakeholders. Go to kpmg.us/advisory to learn more. KPMG. Make the difference.
So the case details were corroborated by onions. By onions.
Yeah, now
I'm
you
having a
sound
really
Southern.
I'm having a really hard time saying onions so much.
Yeah,
Anyways.
I feel like you're referring to him as onions like several times.
Like I've said onions probably 15 times in the last minute.
Like I wish we had like a counter on like
God.
onions.
Lord. So around the same time, a woman contacted the police regarding this case and suggested a man that worked with her boyfriend be questioned. So regarding the onions case.
The what
And
case?
So this man's name was Ivan Milat. So police began investigating this guy and found that he had not been at work on any of the days of the attacks, of the murders. He also sold his car shortly after the discovery of Caroline and Joanne, and police began speaking with acquaintances of Ivan who said he had an obsession with weapons. They also
That's
spoke
horrifying.
to,
That is
which
like
is
a horrifying way for
horrific.
acquaintances to describe you. You are not a good person if that is how people that barely know you are describing you.
Oh yeah, by the way, he's like obsessed with weapons.
That's
Anyways,
so scary.
that's terrifying. And they also spoke to his brother Bill, who said that Ivan often used his name for work and vehicle registrations, aka why Onions was calling him Bill, or why he introduced himself
Mm,
to Onions as Bill.
yeah.
So when police connected the Onions, I said Onions so many times.
I
When
feel like
police
all I've heard
connected
this whole time is onions.
the Onions case to the backpacker murders, Onions traveled to Australia to help with the investigation. Guys, I know this is not funny. I'm not
It's
trying to
not
laugh.
funny. We're not laughing at the case. It's
We're
just
not
you
laughing
keep
at the
saying
case.
onions.
I just said onions a million cajillion times in this case. Anyways, so on May 5th, 1994, Ivan was identified by Onions as his attacker. On May 22nd, 1994, 50 police officers swarmed Ivan's house and arrested him for the charges in the Onions case. Okay, so let's get to some backstory on this Ivan Milat character. So Ivan Milat was born on December 27th, 1945. He was the fifth of 14 siblings,
Holy shit.
10 of which were brothers. Growing up in post-war Australia, his early childhood years were pretty unremarkable. His mother was caring and devoted to her many children, but his father was noted as being like a very strict disciplinarian. Um, Ivan's father started a tomato plantation in Moorebank near Western Sydney, Australia, on the family's property, and Ivan and his brothers all worked at this tomato plantation. People who knew the Malat family thought of the family as like very insular. And as all of the children grew up, they had more and more incidents which gained them notice from local police. Because obviously it's going to be hard to keep track of 14 kids, most of which
Hmm.
who are like teenage boys. Ivan leaned into the troublemaker lifestyle, which most of his brothers subscribed to as well.
Did you
By the
just say
19,
troublemaker lifestyle, which his brother subscribed to as well?
yes, I did.
The troublemaker lifestyle? Oh my God. I was about to say, like, what is this, like, the 60s? But it actually, like, is the
It
60s.
is the 60s. Anyways, by the
Troublemaker
1960s,
lifestyle.
Ivan was in his early 20s, serving short periods of time in jail for burglary and petty theft. Also, apparently at this time, he slept with two of his brother's girlfriends and like broke them up. So he was just a dickhead.
At the same
Like,
time?
well, I think it was at different times, but like his brother like would have a girlfriend and then he would like get with her and then yeah. So he was not
Wow.
yeah. So as Ivan got older, his crimes became more and more severe. In his late 20s, he was tried and eventually acquitted of raping an 18-year-old girl who had been hitchhiking to Melbourne with one of her friends. Um, don't know how he got out of that, but anyways. Ivan was incredibly skilled in hunting and shooting, and he often bragged about his skills. He has some like very horrific quotes that he said to friends and family members about like his hunting skills and like how they could be used on humans. So, just a honestly
Yeah,
red flag of a guy.
he was obsessed with weapons.
Yeah. So, that's Ivan.
All right, I'm gonna get into the trial a bit now. So, on May 23rd of 1994, Ivan Milat appeared in court following his arrest in the Onions attack. He did not enter. What did I write? He did not enter plea? Does that sound like English?
He did not enter plea.
What did I mean by that?
He didn't enter a plea deal. Like he didn't enter a plea like guilty or not guilty.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I assume he pled not guilty. Um,
He did not enter plea.
I don't know why I typed. Sorry, guys. I'm actually like, this is really embarrassing. I don't know what I typed. Okay, well, he didn't plead guilty because he went to court, so I can fill in the blanks, I guess. So on May 31st, 1994, he ends up being charged with the seven backpacker murders. And then on June 28th of 1994, Ivan chose to fire his defense attorney and seek legal aid instead, which is interesting because I don't know how you seek legal aid. Like, when I read that, I assumed that meant like he was looking for like a public defender type situation. But like, I don't if he already had one, like already had a lawyer. I don't know how he qualified for a public defender. I'm not really sure, but like he
Yeah.
apparently he had this pretty good defense attorney that he ends up firing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Naturally.
So between October 24th and December 12th of 1994, a committal hearing occurred regarding the backpacker murders. So a committal hearing, I had to like look this up myself because this is not a thing in the United States, but it's basically a thing everywhere else in the world. But it's kind of like grand jury type style situation where like you hear a bunch of evidence and like witnesses testify just kind of as like a pre-trial matter. I'm still a little fuzzy on all the details, but like that's the type of situation it is, like kind of like a grand jury. Um, but yeah, during this time, over 200 witnesses end up testifying against him, which is crazy. 200 people.
Yeah, that's insane.
And then finally in February of 1995, based on all the evidence that was heard during that hearing, Ivan was remanded in custody until June of 1995. So, flash forward like a year later, March 26th of 1996, his trial finally begins, and this trial ends up lasting 18 weeks. During this time, 145 witnesses take the stand to testify against, or testify, I guess not necessarily against him. I guess he had people too because he testified himself, but like 145 people testified in this case.
That's crazy.
That's just insane. Like, how did
Like, I've never heard of a case with that many
he
witnesses.
was such like this case was so far reaching because he was such a fucking crazy person and like harmed so many people that there was that many people to like testify in the case.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm surprised they let him testify on his own behalf.
Yeah, because I feel like I don't even know.
That just seems like kind of a dumb move, but whatever. I wasn't his lawyer. Um, on July 27th of 1996, he was found guilty for all of the murders, all seven of the ones he was charged for. He was given a life sentence for each count without the possibility of parole. He was also found guilty in the Onions case for attempted murder, false imprisonment, and robbery. And he ended up receiving an additional 6 years in jail for each of those charges. So, rest of his life in jail, no possible chance of parole. Um, However, up to like today, there have been more than 58 cases that have been potentially connected to like him committing, but they'll never be able to be proven. 58. That's
58
crazy.
cases on top of the ones that he's already been tried
I
for.
know.
That's
That's just
crazy.
scary. Like he was going after like backpackers. Like that's just so horrifying. Like imagine like you're just like trying to travel and like being preyed upon by this like serial killer.
Yeah, and like on top of that, the fact that like all of his victims were different. Like there were some men, some women, different
Mm-hmm.
ages, like it wasn't one MO. Like I'm actually shocked they were able to connect all of them, like all the ones that they were able to connect and try him on, you know?
Well, yeah, I think that's like what scares me the most about this guy is like he didn't have like an MO. He didn't have like a specific victim type. Like he killed all these people really different ways. He like went after different people. Like it wasn't like he like only went
Hmm.
after like women in a certain age demographic and like only killed in one certain manner. Like he just like he was all over the place. Like that's so scary. That's so unpredictable. Like no wonder police didn't catch him for so long.
Yeah. That's oh, I don't know. It gives me chills. And like the pictures of him too, like especially the ones of older him, like when he was younger, he looked totally normal. And I think
Yeah.
that's kind of reminded me of like a Ted Bundy-esque vibe, where it was
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like he didn't look scary necessarily.
I agree.
And now like I don't know. And I have like a little interesting fact that kind of also just shows how like narcissistic this guy was. So he died of cancer in 2019.
Hmm.
But prior to his death, he actually wrote a letter to his family asking for the expenses from his funeral to be covered by the government.
What?
Yeah, and it was denied. But
Yeah, because why? Why would the government
yeah,
cover?
why would the government pay for that? Yeah. Anyways,
Crazy
that was just
person.
something interesting I found.
No, this
Um,
case is like really horrifying.
it's terrifying. I'm glad that
Yeah.
at least some people were brought to justice, but I do feel bad that like there were
All the people
so
that will
many
never
other
like get
cases.
closure. Yeah.
Yeah, that they can be like, oh, I think that it was connected, but like I'm not really sure.
Also, like a lot of the people he ended up attacking were like foreigners. Like they weren't Australian. They were like European and they were traveling there. So like if you were like a European who went missing backpacking in Australia, like your case could be connected, but like you may never like your family may never know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I was really sad.
Yeah, it's so sad. This is such a sad case.
Yeah. But yeah, this was the backpacker murders case. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at tgic.podcast and check back next month for another new episode. Bye.
Bye.